of our other neighbors, as far as I know, are white or some other ethnicity, but not African American. And it appears on the surface they just want us gone because of the color of our skin, but we own the land. And we should not, some people say, why don't you all just leave? Well, why should we leave? You know, our family has been there since 1885. My father farmed the land. The people before them farmed the land and lived off the land. And we are peaceable people. It's not like we're drunkards or we are hell raisers or we do any of those kinds of things. In addition, I have 5 brothers. I had 5 brothers, all of whom served this country in the military. My brother who's deceased, one of them who's deceased, Jimmy, served in Vietnam. Well, both of the brothers who are now deceased served in Vietnam. Jimmy was shot in Vietnam. And to come home from serving in the war and work and serving in this country and say, now you can only access your house from the back. It's like it's reminiscent to me, based on my research, that they pushed us back into the days of Jim Crow. But we're way down south. You know, it's in Mobile, Alabama. When you get to Mobile, you can only go into the bay. Mobile sits right on the bay. And we're 14 miles in from downtown Mobile, so we're in the county and not in the city proper. But I find it abhorrent, to say the least, that anyone in America would be treated this way at this time in human history. And I'm sure the young people would say, but how could that be happening? Didn't that happen to the old people? Why did it happen to us now? But it's real and it's happening. And the TV station, the NAACP has been out there 4 times, but they haven't been able to get any traction. And I can understand that because they live there. You know, it's part of their livelihood. And based on how we're treated, I can't imagine what would happen to them if they were to go against the status quo. We've been told also that our situation may need to be tried in the court of public opinion, and we can't go, but they told us we can't come back to court. I don't know how true that is. I've called NAN. I've contacted Al Sharpton. I've contacted Crump. My brother has contacted a slew of people, and all of them will say no. I don't go into the Southern District of Alabama. And we've also contacted the FBI. When we met with the FBI, with the attorney from Texas, the man at the FBI said to me when he found out I had gone to school in Illinois and Wisconsin, he said, Southern girl gone north to get educated. And that was it. He didn't offer to do anything, offered no assistance, didn't say, well, we'll look into this, or this is wrong. We had our meeting, and that was it. Nothing happened after the meeting. We've contacted the Department of Justice, but it appears that if they are doing any kind of investigation, that what they do is call Mobile or Satsuma, and they're probably saying, well, we're disgruntled because we lost our property. Well, yes, we are, and we are more disgruntled because of the way we're being treated. No one should be treated in this manner at this time in human history.
Shirley?
Yes.
I just want to say it. First of all, my heart goes out to you and your family.
Thank you.
And you're right. No one should ever be treated like this. You have property. Your family owns property. And
yes.
It is illegal for them to basically be doing what they're doing.
Yes.
It's unacceptable. And we wanted to allow you the opportunity once again to share your story on a national radio so that the world can know what's going on, so they can understand through your story the atrocities, the embarrassment, the humiliation, the unconstitutionality of what's going on here with your family.
Yes.
It is discrimination. It is racist.
It is.
It's racist.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no other way around that. And I apologize that you were going through these atrocities, right? And we're going to do what we can to continue this dialogue about what's going on in Satsuma, Alabama with your family and your family's property. So we are going to continue to speak truth to power, and we are going to continue to create an atmosphere where you can be heard. So we're gonna be right back. Then I'm gonna go to the phone lines. I'm gonna sort of open up the phone lines, and we're gonna roll the dice and see who your family is, because the lines are open, and I appreciate that. Those of you that are calling in, and those of you that are trying to call in, the guest call-in number is area code 515-602-9796. I'll repeat it again. The guest call-in number is area code 515-602-9796. When I come to your phone line, I'm opening your phone lines up. I'm asking you guys to make sure you mute out any background noise, right? So if I'm not speaking to you, mute your phone lines. That way we won't pick up background noises and noises from cell phones, because, again, this is international radio, so we are going all over the globe. So listeners are tuning in to us all over the world. So we want to be mindful of that. Shirley, thank you so much. Guys, we'll be right back, and then I'm going to go to the phone line. Shirley, go ahead and mute your line. You're welcome.
Okay.
Well, welcome to the Kingya podcast. As you may have guessed, I am your host, Kingya, a father, activist, and professional speaker. On this podcast, we discuss relationships, criminal justice, news and politics, Black history, culture, and domestic violence awareness. If this is your first time being here, I want to say thank you and encourage you to keep listening. Each week you can expect to hear thought-provoking interviews, as well as personal and relationship tips that will help enhance your life. You will have access to resourceful downloads that you can implement daily to become more productive. Thank you for spending some time with me today. The purpose of this podcast is because everyday people inspire me through their stories of trial and error in life. Now let's jump into your favorite podcast. What better way to share our stories?
All right. We are back, guys. We are back. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to our show. Again, my name is Kingya, and I am the host of the show. And it looks like we're having some type of technical difficulties or technical issues. The phone lines are blowing up. We have a lot of callers on the line. I know some of you have been waiting patiently, and I certainly appreciate that. I was going to direct you guys over to our chat room as well, because you can chat with us live online, and unfortunately it looks like we're having some issues. However, those that are listening to the show and you're not able to call in, we apologize. The lines are busy. They are blowing up. However, you can still connect with us. Go to blogtalkradio.com/Kingya, blogtalkradio.com. You can listen to it online. We are live on the radio. blogtalkradio.com/Kingya, Kingya. Again, blogtalkradio.com/Kingya, Kingya. So we are going to the phone lines in just a few moments here. I appreciate the support, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you for tuning in to our shows. Continue to spread the word about what we are doing, and definitely take a look at our Blog Talk page here, blogtalkradio.com/Kingya. That has a lot of informative information for you guys, links for you guys to check out, ways to support, ways to donate, ways to stay in tune and stay informed, and even ways to access our free downloads and PDF files and things that we got going on that we're going to be sharing with the community. So with no further ado, we are going back to the phone lines. And Shirley, just so you know, your phone line will remain open. Just mute it until the appropriate time, if you don't mind, please. I'm going to go to a 773 area code, and we'll see who we got there, and then we're just going to go down the line. Thank you. All right, last four digits, 085. Your phone line is open. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from. That looks like a Chicago number.
Thank you very much for having my family. My name is Viola, and Viola Johnson Shaw, and I'm the eldest of the children, involved in this situation, and I'm calling from Chicago.
Chi-Town is in the house. Viola, thank you so much for tuning in to our show, and thank you for calling and supporting your family and being a willing participant to share your side of the story and in support of Miss Shirley Johnson. So thank you. You can also communicate to Shirley. She hears you. The phone lines are open. Go ahead.
Well, I have to commend my sister. She has done such an awesome job through this whole process with research, documentation, phone calls, writing letters. But the most amazing thing to me, the thing that baffles me the most, is that no one is listening to our situation. It's like we don't exist. We think they're going to help us to get through this, but then it fizzles out at the end. And that's the most amazing thing to me. We don't know what's causing it. We do know what's causing it, that the powers that be in Mobile, Alabama, they are just corrupt, in my opinion. It's just a corrupt system. And because we're African Americans, they kind of sweep it under the rugs. But hopefully with this blog, that we would get some help, some real assistance to pull this out, because it's not fair. My forefather, my great grandfather, my dad, they worked hard for this property just to let it slide through our fingers and not try and pull it out. So we are holding on, and we know that there's someone out there, and hopefully that someone will hear us today. And they heard everything my sister said, which is, it's true, it's factual, there's no add-ons. She told it just like it is. And the fact that the developer was able to even commit a federal offense by moving our mailbox from the front of our house to our backyard, and nothing was said. My brother in Houston wrote a letter to the Postmaster General in Washington to ask if anyone was given permission to move the mailbox. And the reply he got, no one was given permission. And that's a federal offense. But nothing was said, nothing was done. Swept under the rug again. So I know there's some help somewhere. There's someone listening that can lead us to the right person to get this issue taken care of. But I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to my family, and hopefully there are more family members holding on to chime in as well. And I appreciate your time.
It is not a problem. Your phone line will also remain open. Again, just mute your phone on your end. I'm going to go to the next caller.
Okay.
And no, it's not a problem. It's not a concern at all. We appreciate you. It's because of you and stories like this that we exist. I am passionate about criminal justice. I am passionate about humanity, and I am passionate about helping those that are reaching out for help. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
In fact,
and we're that family.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you realize it or not, but I interviewed Miss Shirley Johnson 5 years ago.
I remember she told me that.
Yes. And it's unfortunate that the situation has gotten worse. And, again, it is all about the finances. It's all about the capitalism. And so, again, we are reaching out to the rest of the world, the rest of our supporters, because we have supporters around the world. We do. And we will reach more supporters through this radio show tonight. And we are asking you guys to look into this matter. If there's any attorneys that are on the line that are listening or listening across the world, we would certainly appreciate if you would look into this on a contingency basis and or look at the factual information regarding their story.
Okay. We're hoping so. Yes.
Yes, I have seen some of the documentation, and I am just appalled that nothing legally has been done to correct these erroneous errors. It's horrific. It's what it is. It's a disgrace to humanity.
It is.
What it is.
It's a time for it to end. It's time. We're long overdue for justice.
Certainly. Well, again, I appreciate that, Ms. Viola. I'm going to go to the next caller, and again, callers, I'm getting to you as fast as I can. I certainly appreciate that. It helps me if you are wanting to talk, if you press the number 1. That way I'll know that you are interested in joining in on the conversation,